In today's video, we'll discuss user-defined methods in Java. Methods, or we call them as functions in C or C++. Methods. So method in Java is a collection of statements that perform some specific task and return the result to the caller. Whatever we want to repeat or whatever we need again and again, for that we can make a function, or we can call it as a method. So a Java method can perform a specific task without returning anything, or if we wish, then method can return a single value. Method in Java allow us to reuse the code. That means the main use of method is code reusability. We can reuse the code. So method is just like a function that is used to expose behavior of an object. So it is a set of codes that perform a particular task. Then we talk about the syntax, that how we write a method in Java language. Firstly, we write the access modifier. Then comes the return type. Next we write the name of the method, any valid identifier name. Then we have list of parameters, or a method may not have any parameter. And within braces we write the body of the method. So one by one we will discuss them. That modifier, access modifier means, what is a modifier? This you have studied in C++ also, that we have public modifier, protected or private. These are the access specifiers or modifiers. So it defines the access type of the method, that is from where it can be accessed in your application. So basically we have four types of access specifiers or modifiers in Java. Public means open to all. That means it can be accessible to all the classes. Protected means within the class in which it is defined and in its subclasses. Now when we write private, it means within the class. That means outside the class, the method cannot be used if it is a private method of the class. Not default. So we don't need to write the word default if we are not giving any modifier name, neither public, protected, private, then it is treated as default, by default. So it is declared or defined without using any modifier, and it is accessible within the same class and package within which its class is defined. So when we come to the examples, one by one you will know about all these modifiers. Then return type. So this you know that a method is capable of returning a single value, and if the method is not returning, then we declare it as a void data type. So the data type of the value returned by the method, or the void if does not return a value. Method name, any valid identifier name can be taken as the name of the method. Then parameter list, whatever variables you take, we write them separated by a comma, and then whatever we want that method should perform, that we write in the body of the method. So this you can see with the help of this diagram also, like this example. Public is the modifier name. int is the return type. That means the function max will return a value which is of integer data type. Then here in this example we have two parameters, x and y, both are of type integer. Then this is the body of the method, the within braces. And what we are writing here, that if x is greater than y, then return x, means whatever be the larger number, either x or y, whatever be the larger number, we are returning that value. So this complete is the body of the method. Then we have basically two types of methods in Java. One is predefined, or we call them as inbuilt functions or built-in. Either built-in or inbuilt methods. Like you have learned some mathematical functions, suppose square root, cube root, abs. So these are already defined. We know these are the present in Java class libraries. We don't have to define them. Whenever we write POW, that means we want to get the power of the number. Similarly, we have some inbuilt string functions like is uppercase, to lowercase, equals, and we have many more. So these are the predefined, means which are available in the Java library. But if we wish to define a method of our own, then we have user defined methods. So the method written by the user or programmer is known as a user defined method, and these can be modified according to the requirement. Then when we write a name of the method, there are some rules, like we have the rules for writing the identifier. So while defining a method, remember that the method name must be a verb and start with the lowercase letter. It is just a naming convention. So if the method name has more than 2 words, the first name must be a verb followed by an adjective or a noun. So it is not hard and fast rule, but it is a naming convention. Like for example, suppose you write find sum. So F is in small letter and S is in capital letter. Similarly, like compute max. So if we write F in capital, it will not give us any error. It is just a naming convention. Generally we write method like this. First letter lowercase and subsequent words, the first letter of the subsequent words in uppercase. So generally a method has a unique name within the class in which it is defined. But sometimes a method might have the same name as other methods. So this is treated as the method overloading, which we'll discuss in next video. Next comes method calling or invoking. How we, after defining the method, how we can use it or how we call the method. The method needs to be called for using its functionality. So there can be 3 situations, like it completes all the statements in the method, or it reaches a return statement, or throws an exception. Now here is an example of a function like public class addition. A class is made, name is addition. Main function, in main function we have taken 2 variables a and b with the values. Now here C, we are calling a function add function called with the 2 values a and b. So these are our actual parameters, the parameters which are defined when we call the function. Then these parameters are treated as actual parameters. Then we can print the value of a and b. The sum is stored in C. Now the formula is given in this add function. Now how we have defined this function? Now here we write the function as static. Static means that we need not to make the object of this function. It can be run within the class. So here n1 and n2, these are the formal parameters. When we define the function, then in function heading, this is the list of parameters. n1 will take the value of a and n2 will take the value of b. So here in S we have calculated n1 plus n2 and return S. Now where the value of this S will go? Return S, the value will go to C. Whatever value is stored in S will be stored in C, and then according to statement number 9, this value will get printed, that the sum of 19 and 5. So when you see the output of this program, it will say the sum of A and B is 24. That is the sum of 19 and 5.